to the Movement Library Reformer edition. Today we're going to be looking at your strict hip flexor stretch. This one is an absolute essential for anyone who is trying to open up their hips correctly and recorrect their posture. This is an exercise that you will commonly see done and taught in classes, but unless it's really understood on how to isolate that hip flexor, the likelihood is you will be missing out on the magic. Now, I'm going to put my reformer onto a medium to light spring, which on the fold machine is a single green. So once I'm on a single green, okay, I'm going to get my knee down onto the carriage, kneeling down, resting on the carriage with my foot tucked underneath me. I'm going to get my front leg just forward of the foot bar. So on the fold, it's in line with the foot in front. Now, the main important thing with your hip flexor stretch is your pelvic placement. So I'm going to go ahead and pop my tailbone out behind me and then tuck it away, rounding that lower back. Press it out and then tuck it away, rounding that lower back. I'm going to hold that there. I'm going to get my hands onto the bar. My front leg is going to stay exactly where it is. My hips are going to stay exactly where they are. The pelvis is going to stay tucked away. And all I'm going to do is start to slide the carriage away. Now, it's not going to go very far because I'm keeping the front leg and the pelvis absolutely stable. What I should feel is a little bit of activation into the glutes and a lot of isolating stretch into the front of my hip. Okay, I'm holding this here for 3, for 2, for 1. I'm going to allow the carriage to come back in. I'm going to take a second, release that pelvis, exhale, tuck it away, scoop it in. Hands are down, front foot stays still as I slide that carriage back. It should feel active. It should feel like some effort, and we should not be sliding all the way backwards with our bodies. And recover. Okay, I'm going to show you that on the other side. So my knee is down, my other foot is forward. I'm going to take a second to find my pelvic alignment. Tailbone scooped away, hands onto that bar. Keeping my front leg stable, keeping my hips still where they are, and starting to slide that carriage away. It doesn't go far. My tailbone doesn't untuck. I don't fall into an arch, okay? Tailbone stays tucked away. Slide that carriage just enough to find a stretch. Now, what can you expect to feel? Anything in the quad into the hip flexor. So depending on how tight the front of that leg is, it'll either sit in the quad or in the hip flexor. And coming in. I recommend holding each stretch for between 3 to 5 seconds and then coming back in and resetting that positioning. The hip flexor stretch is a fantastic tool, but remember to really take it slow and specific. Isolating into that hip flexor is the most important part and the only way to really effectively do that movement.